Hi guys, welcome to part 6, Canada volcanoes and volcanic fields. Our first that we start with will be Palydome. Palydome is a subglacial volcano in the Pacific ranges of the Coast Mountains in southwestern British Columbia, Canada. It is part of Mount Cayley volcanic field and its elevation is 7,380 feet. One of the last known eruptions of the Palydome was over 10,000 years ago. And our next one is Pierce Seamount. Pierce Seamount is a seamount in the Pacific Ocean west of Queen Charlotte Islands, British Columbia, Canada. It lies between the Denison Seamount and Hodgkins Seamount and is a member of the Kodiak-Bowie Seamount chain, a chain of seamounts in the southwestern Gulf of Alaska, stretching from Aleutian Trench in the north to Bowie Seamount in the south. Our next one is Perkins Pillar. Perkins Pillar was a vertical pillar of volcanic rock in Mount Meager Massif in southwestern British Columbia, Canada. It existed on the steep north flank of the Capricorn Mountain. The upper half of Perkins Pillar broke sometime in June 2005, and only a jagged sliver remains of the previously mighty summit. And I think there might be a view here. I'm not sure, so we're going to back up, see if we can find one in this area. I see a spot, but I don't think so. Nope, sorry, none in this area. So moving on to our next one, Faro Dome. And this is Faro Dome here. Faro Dome is a lava dome in northwestern British Columbia, Canada, located near Mount Edziza in Mount Edziza Provincial Park. It last erupted during the Pleistocene epoch. And our next one is Pillow Creek. Pillow Creek is located in the northeast corner of Wells Gray Provincial Park. Pillow Creek is home to a subglacial volcano that formed and last erupted during the Pleistocene period. And our next one is Pillow Ridge. Which is here. This is it here. Pillar Ridge is a volcanic feature associated with Mount Edziza volcanic complex, which in turn form part of the North Cordilleran volcanic province. It is a subglacial mound that formed in the Pleistocene period when this area was buried beneath glacial ice during the last ice age. Pillar Ridge was named on January 2, 1980 by a Geological Survey of Canada for the classic exposures of subglacious pillow lava that form on the ridge. And our next one is Plinth Peak. me make sure my volume is up all the way, you guys. Yep, it is. Plinth Peak is the seventh highest satellite cone. Is the highest satellite cone of Mount Meager Massif and one of the 4 overlapping volcanic cones, which together form a large volcanic complex in the Garibaldi volcanic belt of the Canadian Cascade Arc. It is one of the most recently formed volcanic formations of the Mount Meager Massif. Pointed stick cone. This is pointed stick cone is here. Pointed stick cone is a cinder cone in the east central British Columbia, Canada, located in Wells Gray Provincial Park. I don't know if there's any views here, so we're going to look. We'll just see if there is or isn't. And we don't appear to have any here. So we're moving on to our next one, which is Powder Mountain. Powder Mountain is a volcanic summit in the Powder Mountain ice field in the Pacific Ranges of the Coast Mountains in southwestern British Columbia, Canada. And I don't appear to have any, well, I have a spot over here, but not in that area, so that won't work. Our next one is Mount Price. Mount Price is a small stratovolcano in the Garibaldi Ranges of the Pacific Ranges in northwestern British Columbia, Canada. It is located 6.2 miles southeast of the abandoned settlement of Garibaldi, above the eastern flank of the Chickamus River Valley. And this is the Garibaldi volcanic complex here. Sorry, you guys, I'm having a mouse issue. And we do have one right there, so let's see if we can go over here. Wow, isn't that gorgeous? So you can see the volcanic complex is back here. And moving on to our next one, which is Pylon Peak. Pylon Peak is the southernmost of 6 named volcanic peaks comprising the Mount Meager Massif in British Columbia, Canada. 2 pinnacled ridges extend from Pylon and are named respectively the Pylons and the Marionettes. Pylon Peak overlooks the Meager Creek hot springs. I don't know if we have a view here. And we don't. So we'll be moving on to our next one, which is the pyramid. And this is the pyramid. The pyramid is a young lava dome on the northeast flank of Mount Aziza in British Columbia, Canada. It is on the northeastern edge of the Tenco Glacier and represents several different styles of volcanic activity on the Mount Aziza complex. It is in the northern Cordilleran volcanic province and last erupted during the Pleistocene period. And our next one is Pyramid Mountain. And this is Pyramid Mountain here. Pyramid Mountain is a subglacial mound located on the Myrtle Plateau in Wells Gray Provincial Park, east central British Columbia. Pyramid Mountain erupted about 12,000 years ago. It was once mistaken for a cinder cone and is now known to have erupted underneath about 5,249 feet of glacial ice. The volcano erupted vigorously and cooled rapidly when the hot lava contracted the surrounding ice and melted it, creating an envelope of water around the rising volcano. So let's see if we can get a better look here. Here you go. This is Pyramid Mountain. And let's do a turn. Oops. I'll come a little further away now. There we go. And this is the Myrtle River here. Our next one is Pyroclastic Peak. Pyroclastic Peak is the second highest of 5 named volcanic peaks immediately south of Mount Calais in the British Columbia, Canada. It is steep and rotten and is located 7 miles southwest of Callaghan Lake and 24 kilometers or 15 miles west of Whistler. It is part of the Pacific Ring of Fire that includes over 160 active volcanoes. So that's kind of cool. And this is Pyroclastic Peak here. And get a closer view. That is kind of cool. And our next one is Rainbow Range. And this is Rainbow Range through here in this area. Rainbow Range is the 8-million-year-old massive pericline shield volcano in the Anaheim volcanic belt, which includes the lower but similar Ica and Icachus range. The shield has a diameter of 19 miles and is now heavily eroded by glaciers carving into volcanic rock and sands over millions of years. The volcanism that created the shield is not well studied and is poorly understood. It is thought to be the result of the Northern American plate passing over a hot spot similar to one feeding the Hawaiian Islands, known as the Anaheim hotspot. The only real separate volcanic peak associated with the Rainbow Range is the Anaheim Peak, which sits on the northwestern flank. So that's really cool. So you can see this is Rainbow Range here. And you have Sitstu over here, but I'm not sure what that is. And moving on to our next one, is Mount Ray. And this is Mount Ray here. Mount Ray is a subglacial mound in Wells Gray Provincial Park, British Columbia, Canada. Mount Ray last erupted during the Pliocene. It is part of the Wells Gray Clearwater volcanic field. And you have Azure Mountain right here. And Zodiac Mountain is here. Pointed Stick Cone and Dragon Cone. And our next one is Ridge Cone. Which is right here in this area. Ridge Cone is a cinder cone in the northern British Columbia, Canada. It is thought to have erupted in the Holocene period and is part of the Mount Aziza volcanic complex. So we have to go in here and look, and you can see it's here. This is Ridge Cone here. And this is the neck over here. However, it was not showing up in the right place with our cone. So this here also is another cone that is in this area, and it's called the neck. Our next one is Ring Mountain. And you can see it kind of has a look like a ring. Ring Mountain is a tuya in the Mount Cayley volcanic field, British Columbia, Canada. It has a horseshoe-shaped crater located on the east side of the upper Squamish River. Outcrops on the Ring Mountain's western side contain highly variable, fine-scale jointing and are locally broken down into many small spikes and knobs. The age of the Ring Mountain is unknown, but probably formed during the Fraser glaciation like most tuyas in Canada. That is really cool. Let's see if we have any views in this area. We have one right here. Oh, cool. Let's see if it's even close enough, but that's great. So this is Ring Lake that we're landing over by. So we'll turn around and look over this way and see if we can see anything from here. This is Ring Lake, so our area is back over in here. Isn't that pretty? So I can get a better view. So it's Ring Mountain. We're just right here looking this way at it, so it's over here. And our next one is Round Mountain. I might not have a great view on this one. We have clouds. Round Mountain is an eroded volcanic outcrop in the Garibaldi volcanic belt in British Columbia, Canada, located 8 kilometers southwest of Inestwick Meadows and 6 miles east of Brackendale and 6 miles south of Mount Garibaldi. It is the high point of the Paul Ridge and is located in the southwest corner of Garibaldi Provincial Park. Round Mountain formed as a result of subduction of Juan de Fuca plate beneath the North American plate, known as the Cascadia Subduction Zone. Round Mountain last erupted during the Pliocene. That's kind of cool. That is involved with the Juan de Fuca. And I'm not sure there's a view here, but we can see. And we do have some views here, so we're going to go right here. Wow, check that out. That is gorgeous. Okay, so there's people here, so I'm going to try to see the people. Check out how beautiful that is. It's like an ice wonderland. Wow. The Round Mountain's here. This is Round Mountain. Tell me that's not gorgeous. Love it. Our next one is Ruby Mountain. And this is Ruby Mountain here, but I don't have a really great view for it. Ruby Mountain, locally known as Old Volcano, is a cinder cone in the Stikine region of Canada, located 23 kilometers northeast of Athlone and 4 miles south of Mount Barham. The recent collapse on the volcano's eastern side created a large landslide which dissects the side of Ruby Mountain. The volcano is the largest feature within the Athlone volcanic field. Reports were received of eruptions in the Ruby Mountain area, about 80 kilometers south of Glady's Lake, near the end of the 19th century. Miners working in the area were said to be able to work during the dark nights under the glow of the eruption. However, there has been no evidence found, such as lava flows, that is young enough to have been the site of historical eruption. So there has been no evidence. Okay, so therefore just keep that one in mind. And there doesn't appear to be any views here, but this is kind of neat. There happens, looks like maybe these are roads or something. I'm not sure. But there is like box feature through here, so that's kind of interesting. And maybe something, I'm not sure. Let's look closer and see. Might be maybe oil, I'm not sure. Let's go here. Maybe we can see something closer here. Oops, if we can get a view from the road. And does not appear to be any view there. But I thought that was interesting. And we're moving on to the next one, SATA Mountain. And this is SATA Mountain here. SATA Mountain is a cinder cone located 22 miles east-northeast of Limpo Lake in central British Columbia, Canada. Its areas to the south form the north-south trending chain of cinder cones of Pleistocene and Holocene age. It lies on the Chilcotin Plateau. SATA Mountain occupies the high point of SATA Mountain volcanic field. This consists of a long ridge of trachytic lava domes and flows, and basaltic and trachybasaltic cinder cones that extend south from the felsic Ica Range volcanic complex. And I don't know, maybe there's a view here. We'll look. Oops. And I don't see any here. I think maybe these, not sure what that is either. That's really cool. And then you can see some of the cinder cones over in these areas here. And moving on to our next one, the saucer. That's quite a name, the saucer. The saucer is a cinder cone in the northern British Columbia, Canada. It is thought to have last erupted in the Holocene epoch. So there's a cinder cone here. I think it's this one here. And moving on to the next one, seminal seamount. Seminole Seamount is a seamount located in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of northern Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. would be here. And moving on to our next one, Sazil Volcano. And this is Sazil here. Sazil Volcano is a lava dome in Mount Edziza Provincial Park of northern British Columbia, Canada. It is thought to have formed and last erupted during the Miocene period. The volcano gets its name from being adjacent to Sazil Creek. Moving on to our next one is Sham Hill. Whoa, not sure what's up with my Google, but hey, this is Sham Hill here. Sham Hill is a volcanic plug in the Pacific Ranges of the Coast Mountains in southwestern British Columbia, Canada, located near the Upper Bridge River. It is part of a volcanic group called the Bridge River Cones, which in turn is part of the Garibaldi volcanic belt of the Canadian Cascade Arc. Okay, thank you, you guys. If you like this video, please hit like. Check out my other videos on YouTube and on our website. Thank you and have a great day.